Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on how WeHaul went from an idea to a profitable moving company. If you've ever thought about starting a business or just want to know what goes on behind the scenes at WeHaul, this video is for you. I'll share our biggest challenges, the key moves that helped us grow, and how we turned this into a real business that makes money. Like most businesses, WeHaul started off as an idea. People need help moving and they want it done in an affordable and careful manner. I said two things to myself. One, people want to be able to afford their movers. And two, people want to know that the people that are moving them are capable of carrying big objects and being safe with their belongings. Some companies have quality, but they are extremely overpriced. Other companies have no quality and are very, very cheap. I knew that I had to stick myself somewhere in the middle so as to not have to charge so much, but in a way where I could keep our quality under control. I knew there was a way to offer a high quality service at an affordable price for people in my area. Another thing that made me want to start this business was that there was no competition within 40 miles. It was then that I decided that we were going to take this idea and turn it into a business, no matter the cost. But let's be real, starting any business, let alone a moving business, is no easy challenge. Here were our first major challenges. Getting our first customers. Our first customers came through word of mouth, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook itself, and just hustling. I mean, talking about pulling up at pieces of real estate that were for sale, knocking on the door, seeing if the homeowners were home, and talking to them about our moving service. There were so many days we knew that we wouldn't get a job right here today, but we wanted to put a bug in somebody's ear so that maybe, just maybe, they would choose to move with us when the time was right. Challenge number 2 was finding movers who wanted to stick to the job. Just finding people to work with you in general is a tough task. You know, I was very fortunate in having a lot of friends that I grew up with become as dedicated to the cause as I was. And, you know, we still to this day try to take care of those people, as I know I could call them at any time and they would help out. That sort of thing takes a lot of time, but eventually you find an employee base that will stick with you through the slow seasons, through the busy times, and all throughout. So I appreciate those guys that did do that, and I'm thankful for the people that came through the business and didn't stay around, because it taught me what I needed to know in order to keep somebody. It taught me the characteristics to look for in a worker, and you know, I'm just endlessly thankful for those people who even dedicated a day to our business. Challenge number 3, figuring out pricing. Charge too much, nobody books. Charge too little, we don't make money. So you had to find that middle ground to make money and still have jobs on the schedule. It was difficult to figure out at first. Of course, we started off extremely cheap, somewhere around $60 an hour. We ultimately figured out that just would not work. As I kind of went along in business, I realized that if we can't make at least $100 an hour, then this business isn't worth doing. When we did start charging $100 an hour, we started seeing a lot of growth. You charge too little, I don't think that you have the experience that they could get from a professional mover. So, you know, if you're too cheap, you're not gonna get any jobs just because people don't trust you, okay? And then on top of that, when you do get jobs, you're making this much. As of today, we charge $185 an hour. That is around 7.5% cheaper than most major moving companies. So we're trying to stay right below where other moving companies are in a way that we can say that we're extremely cheap, but since we're a small business that relies heavily on word of mouth, we're also going to beat the quality of other moving companies tenfold. That's simply because we have to in this small community. I can't walk outside and you know, pee without half of the town knowing. So I know that if I do a bad job, everybody in town's gonna hear about it. And even if it's the next town over, it will make its way back here, and that is no good for us. 2 Men in a Truck or Alliance Movers, people like that are just major companies, they can tend to take these negative reviews and it won't harm them as much, because you're gonna end up calling them anyways if you don't have a reputable small local mover that his reputation is on the line, as mine always is. Yeah, so basically I ran off a little bit there, but basically figuring out pricing was a very hard thing to do, and now we figured it out, so thank God for that. What was the breakthrough? Focusing on the quality of the service that you provide, and the rest will figure itself out. After we caught traction, the first thing we did was raise our prices. We started off charging $100 an hour, and now we charge $185 an hour. And that was segmented up a lot over the years. Okay, so 2021, we charged 60 bucks an hour. 2022, we changed it 3 different times. We went from 100 to 110 to 120. 2023, we went from 130 to 150 to 160. And now we charge $185 an hour. I have a math equation that I do to figure out if a service is worth providing. And basically what that equation is what is your cost per hour, multiply that by 5, and that's exactly what you need to become a profitable business. So if my costs are 50 bucks an hour, I need to charge 250 to be able to pay the light bill, to be able to pay insurances, to be able to pay myself, to be able to pay other employees that aren't on the moving jobs, things like that. The next thing we learned is that investing in equipment is dire. So we have over 3 pairs of hand trucks, 200 blankets, we have over 500 boxes, around 400 rolls of tape. You know, building up that inventory so that when those jobs come in, you can handle it to the best of your knowledge with all the materials that you need to make it happen is exactly where you want to be. Another thing that we learned was you need to market like a pro. We stopped relying on word of mouth very early on in the business. It started off that we were spending $200 a month, and then it went to $400 and to $1,000, and now we spend about $3,000 to $4,000 a month on just advertising alone. And some months, you know, we can get an ROI of 6 to 1 on that, and other months we get 1 to 1. You know, you just don't know. Depending on the season, we can do a lot better, we can do a lot worse. But scaling our marketing to paid ads was vital for the success of our business, and I'm glad that I was able to fall in love with figuring out which ads work, which ads don't, how far do I need to be advertising, things like that. The main things were Facebook ads, newspaper ads, as funny as it may seem, social media posts, and just putting our brand everywhere. Everywhere in our city that has U-Haul trucks, we have personally went out and met with those people. We leave our business cards there and in hopes of getting booked jobs through them. Looking back, here are the top things that helped us succeed. Number 1, customer service. I know as well as my movers know that moving is a very, very stressful thing. And our number 1 job is to keep you happy, keep you upbeat, and make sure that we're careful so that the job can go as smoothly as possible. So taking care of your customer is the number 1 thing, and looking back on it, I believe that's why we get such a good reputation around our city, is because that we take care of our customers no matter what it costs to us. We've had to refund entire moves, not because of damage, just because of the manner in which the move took place. You know, of course we've made mistakes, nobody's perfect, but we always make sure that we leave a move on good terms. We try to do the best that we can each and every time to make sure that they're satisfied and they're happy with their move. Efficiency equals more money. The more efficient that we were, the easier it was for us to make money quicker. So the faster and smoother that our operations became, the faster we were able to move on to the next job while making sure that the quality of service wasn't impacted. You're gonna make a lot more money if you treat your customers right, and if you can get moves done efficiently so that you can move on to the next job and always have your calendar open for more jobs to come in. And you also want to treat your employees right. Taking care of your employees even on slow weeks when not much is going on, making sure that they're still fed, that they can go home to their families and still provide. And if they're in a pickle, in a jam in any sort of way, I always try to go out of my way to help them. If you think about it, they're sacrificing a lot for a dream that I have, which is to have a major moving company. So if I can do that in turn and show them that I understand the love that they're showing me, I think that's a beautiful thing. So we always try to treat our employees right so that they know that we're there for them as much as they are there for us. One of the biggest lessons is not to undersell yourself. We did over 150 moves before we started charging what we needed to charge. And I believe that those people that paid that lower rate would have paid the higher rate because we were so much cheaper than other people by comparison anyways. We left a lot of money on the table, and I believe that, we didn't get as much as we were due in the beginning. But of course, it's all trial and error, and you have to learn and get better and become better. The biggest thing that you can do to not become successful is make a mistake and then keep making it, and make a mistake and keep making it. Learn from them, move on, charge what you need to charge, okay? Last but not least, your quality of service is king. In the beginning, we barely used blankets. We barely used hand trucks. We were breaking our bags. We were breaking items, scratching items. We were so cheap back then that we didn't understand any kind of different way. Until one day we had a customer ask us, hey, will you saran wrap all of our stuff? And we were like, yeah, we'll do that. That sounds like great, Looking back on it, it's really silly that we didn't think of this before. I'm not sure why we didn't, but we just didn't. I don't know, it took us about a year to realize this. But once we did, oh boy, it took off. Now we wrap every piece of wooden furniture, any new furniture that needs wrapping that may could get scratched on the truck. We wrap it all, blankets and saran wrap. I enjoyed learning that. And, it's all about making your quality better so that you can charge more and it's justified. So if you have a great quality service and you have a cheaper price than most of your competitors, you're gonna do well in business. So if you're thinking about starting a business, here's my best advice. Start small, but start now. You can watch this video, you can watch another video, you can watch this, you can talk to him, you can talk to her. At the end of the day, it comes to a point to where you need to shut up and just start it. Just stop thinking about it. Just do it. You have to do it so that you can make mistakes while doing it to learn how to do it better, and then in turn learn how to charge more. Stop stuttering, stop wasting time, start today. Get your first job, not knowing how to do it at all really, and you will learn. It's only a matter of time. Focus on customer experience. If the customer isn't happy with their move or with their landscape job or with your pressure washing, you're not gonna get a call back from them, and that lifetime value of that customer is gonna turn to zero because they're more than likely not gonna wanna pay you for the job that you did, and they're not gonna refer you to any other customers. So make sure at the end of the day, even if you have to do a job for free, make sure that in the beginning, every single customer is satisfied, you know with 100% certainty that if they need that service again, they're gonna call you. Don't underprice yourself. Charge your customer a little below the standard that people charge as professionals. Like I said, if you're just starting off, you're gonna have all these questions. What do I charge? What do I use? What do I do? You know, like, you're not a professional, okay? So don't go out there charging professional prices. I'd say if you're in pressure washing, most people charge by the square foot. I would do 10 to 5 cents less a square foot than a major company. A lot of people are gonna appreciate that discount, and you're gonna get some bulk jobs. If I was just a one-man business, I'd walk out to a driveway and say, hey, I'll do that for $300. Anyways, basically, what I'm saying is don't underprice yourself, but also don't overprice yourself. You got to stay within in a certain range so that people respect it, they understand the discount, and you know, they'll be happy with the job that you provide. The last thing I will say is keep improving. If you mess up on this job, figure out why you messed up, how you can do better. There is nothing more important than the quality of service that you provide. Shut the hell up. There is nothing more important than the quality of service that you provide. Whether you need better equipment, better employees, better systems, now's the time to do it as quickly as possible. The quicker you become better, the quicker your business will grow. So that's a little bit about how WeHaul became a profitable moving company. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. What do you guys think? Drop a comment if you thought about starting a business before. Reach out to us down there. We'll give you as much advice as we can. Until next time, it's been Ethan Forbes with WeHaul.